Hey all, Doug Padgett from Vote Common Good here. Thanks for being a part of our video series where we're talking about what we can do to build resilience in our lives during these Trump years. It's been a difficult time for so many of us. We get it. That's why we're putting together these daily videos for the first week and then weekly videos for the remainder of the term so that we can be encouraged about what we want to build into our lives. Maybe you feel really disillusioned. And by disillusioned, I mean you feel that the illusion you are holding about who we are as a country, maybe who our faith community has been in the United States, or the aspirations that we have collectively, that those things are not what we thought they were. That maybe like me, you told yourself a story about our political setting and about how Donald Trump was elected in 2016 and the curious set of conditions that were in place, and then we could move those conditions, and that we were, to quote a phrase, not going back. And then it turns out that we went back, that the American people did not respond the way we thought they would in the 2024 election. Across the board, in fact, people behaved so differently, and all of that lands in your life, like it did mine, in a way that makes you just say, I don't know what's going on. I have found myself saying to myself and to family and friends that, wow, I had the story of America all wrong. And I guess I did. But also, I don't think I now have the story right. I mean, this is the thing about waking from our illusions, that we may have said, well, the world is not what we thought it was, but we also now have to say, maybe it's not what we currently think it is. So that's where we find ourselves. And if you find yourself in that space, not knowing what to do, feeling disillusioned, I hear you. I'm with you. I want to offer this little piece of encouragement and advice. Don't give up on that thing you know to be true in you in the midst of this disillusionment. I don't know, maybe in 4 or 5 or 8 years we will say, wow, what I thought was going on in 2025 turns out not to have been the only story. Or maybe it's better said that our version of our story is not that it reflects accurately what is, but we're actually going to create the world that we're living into by our actions and by our contributions and by our efforts, and that we're all collectively doing that. So maybe our version of the story isn't just reflecting it, maybe it's helping to create it. And it can be easy for a lot of us to think that thing we have to offer, the contribution that we made, well, that obviously wasn't useful, or it didn't work. And this can happen real subtly. It can happen for some of us very bluntly. It's easy for us to say, I don't have anything to contribute anymore. It's another way of giving up. Now, I'm not telling you to stay in or to engage more, to double down, but I'm encouraging you to take a pause and not to feel that all the things that you've experienced, all the things that you have to offer, all the gifts, all the calling, the ability that you have, it is not lost. In fact, we might find out in the years to come that we need you more than ever. Some of you know that I like the notion of the difference between a problem and a predicament. Problems are a big deal, but they tend to have solutions. I have a fence behind me over here with a broken gate, and it's a bit of a problem. It lets the animals in and doesn't work the way it's supposed to. And because it's a problem, there's a fix. I'll replace the fence. I'll replace the fence door, and it will work. But some things aren't just a problem. They're a predicament. Predicaments don't just have solutions, they require multiple responses. And friends, we are in a predicament. There's not going to be one thing that solves it. But we also know that we need to respond with what we have. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on that calling you have had, on that sense of knowing that you have. Maybe you need to pull back a little bit from how passionate you are about it or how certain you are that it's going to work. But don't yet give up on it. So hang in if you can hang close to that which is close to you. Let go of that for which you have to let go of, but don't give up on the thing that is essential to you. You know, in many religious traditions, there's teachings about this. The Jewish tradition has a story of not giving up on your birthright for a bowl of porridge. It's a great story to look up if you're unfamiliar with it. In the New Testament, there's a call to not turn your back on your first love or to give up on that thing that called you in the first place. So friends, I know it's a tough time. It's going to remain a tough time. The policy decisions of this administration are damaging so many people already, and we're only a week and a half in. There's a lot of work to do. Thank you for being a part of Vote Common Good. You can find all of our suggestions in a playlist on our YouTube channel. Please go to our website, votecommongood.com. Find your place with us. We'll find our place with you. And that thing that has been so close to you, has been your work, has been your calling, lean in when you can, and don't give up on it too soon.